Here with Dr. Richard Barcelos of Reformed Baptist Academic Press, a number of books here from RBAP, and the one we're taking a close focus on currently is Recovering a Covenantal Heritage. And Dr. Barcelos, sometimes covenant theology from a Reformed Baptist perspective has been termed things like 1689 federalism, and there's been a number of books, including from RBAP out. How does this one fit into the landscape of the recent interest in covenant theology from a Baptist perspective?
Well, that's an excellent question. The title was actually Dr. Jim Renahan's idea, Recovering a Covenantal Heritage. Recovering means we're still in process, and I want to make sure everybody realizes this is not an attempt to be the end of the story. This is not a full particular Baptist covenant theology. It's just our attempt to get readers access to some things that tend toward that end. We're still, as a movement, as a group, still kind of groping through some of the older arguments and figuring out what we all believe. So these are essays in Baptist covenant theology. All the authors are Calvinistic Baptists. Some would be what Brandon Adams has entitled 1689 Federalism. That didn't come from me, didn't come from RBAP. I don't think it came from Dr. Renahan. I think it came from Brandon Adams. Something as simple as he's the one that did the 1689 Federalism videos. He was sending emails back and forth to Dr. Renahan, Sam Renahan, and myself, and I think he just said, can I call it 1689 Federalism? And I think our response was, it's your baby, you can call it what you want. And it's kind of evolved into this school of thought now, you know. But this is not a defense of that. This is just Calvinistic Baptist authors of various churches. I think all the men are pastors of churches, and various, most of the men are actually have their PhDs in something or other. Some of these are older articles from the Reformed Baptist Theological Review that I thought were very helpful, more of an exegetical basis, exegetical work. Dr. James White has a couple chapters in there, and there's one by me and a couple by somebody else. And then the more historical ones, the more recent ones are by like Pascal Denol, and Dr. Renahan has some stuff in there. I have some historical stuff in there. Sam and Micah Renahan have an excellent contribution at the end, kind of ties the whole thing together. But again, it's just to help guys understand the arguments. There's some polemical stuff in there, and then I think it'll be a good tool to maybe graduate into the Cox-Owen work. And of course, readers should read Denol's book on particular Baptist covenant theology.
So it's not the last word on the topic, but it moves the ball further down the field. What's the most significant aspect that you think this brings to the table? Is it that it moves us a little bit closer to Cox-Owen, and in what way?
Yeah, it wasn't designed to do that, though.
Yeah.
I wasn't sitting there calculating how can I get a book to move people closer to Cox and Owen. I just want to get people to expose the fact that, hey, there's some Baptist scholars in our day that are working with, doing some good work, and let's just get it out there and see if it'll help nudge all of us along. So,
very good.
Yeah.
And it's accomplished that purpose. Recovering a Covenantal Heritage, Essays in Baptist Covenant Theology, edited by Dr. Richard Barcelos from Reformed Baptist Academic Press.